Hello, and welcome to the Fifth Element Lens. I'm Dean Hager, and this is where we explore what it means to build businesses, lives, and careers that refuse extraction and choose justice instead. Through the Fifth Element framework, earth, water, fire, air, and ether, we examine how systems shape us, how power moves, and what true resilience requires. Now, before we begin, let's do what we call a somatic check-in. I want you to just notice your shoulders for a moment. If they're lifted, I want you to try letting them drop just a fraction. Not all the way, just enough to signal that you don't have to brace right now. Each month after grounding ourselves in one of the texts that inspired the Fifth Element framework for me, we turn toward the experience of lived experience of work. These episodes look at how your nervous system, your history, and your environment shapes the choices that you make in your career, and what becomes possible when you stop designing your life around survival or just getting ahead or being better than others. Today, we're exploring the nervous system of your career. That is, the patterns that your body learned in the past workplaces and how those patterns have followed you into every new role since then. Today, we're talking about something I see every day. The belief that your career is broken because you are broken. I saw this in employees that worked for me. I saw this in people around me that were scared and confused about their job long before I became a coach. Those thoughts that come with that are something like, you're not ambitious enough, or you're not confident enough, or you're not strategic enough, you're not resilient enough, or not professional enough, you don't have enough grit to withstand, or you're not whatever the system told you that you needed to be. Or maybe you had a boss like I did that told me to let all those politics just run like water off a duck's back. Or maybe, just maybe, you had a boss that didn't want to deal with whatever problem you brought to them. And so they told you to let whatever it was just wash off your back like a duck. Water off a duck's back. I'm here to tell you, here's the truth. Your career isn't broken because of you. The system is broken. And today, I'm going to talk a little bit about why I think that is. Now, most people that come in for career coaching are carrying shame about their resume, shame about their choices, shame about their burnout, shame about their fear, shame about their exhaustion, shame about the fact that they can't seem to push through anymore, or let that water run off their back like a duck. But shame is not a personal failing. Shame is a systemic outcome. We live in a culture that treats work as identity. You introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Dean, and I am a coach. That's the identity. Productivity as morality. Meaning, the more busy you are, the better you are. And burnout as a badge of honor. And that doesn't make any sense. We live in systems that reward overwork, punish rest, and normalize the harm of that system. So when you struggle, the system tells you that the problem is you. But the fifth element framework gives us a different lens. It walks us through the elements. And that we use to simplify our analysis. Yes, the 5 elements. So we start with earth. Earth is about conditions, the ground that you stand on. Think about most people's careers were shaped by the conditions they never chose, like unstable workplaces, toxic managers, unclear expectations, chronic manufactured urgency, low pay or just unfair pay, impossible workloads, cultures of fear, industries built on extraction. These conditions shape your nervous system. They shape your choices. They shape your sense of possibility. Now, Earth asks, what conditions shaped your career? And were those conditions even survivable? Now we move on to water. Water is about relationships and how we move with others. Your career was shaped by bosses who may have dismissed you or mistreated you, took you for granted, or colleagues who undermined you. Maybe they harassed you. Leaders who punished honesty, teams that rewarded silence, and workplaces that confuse compliance with professionalism. These types of relationships taught you when to speak, when to shrink, when to hide, when to overperform, and when to abandon yourself. Water asks, who taught you how to survive at work? And what did it cost you? Fire is agency, the power to act. Workplaces often extinguish our agency, making us one of many, just a number. That comes in the form of micromanagement, work surveillance, punitive feedback, unclear expectations, power hoarding, or retaliation for disagreeing. You start to believe, I can't make a change. I don't have options, or I'm not good enough, or I should just be grateful for what I get. But fire is also the element of reclamation. Fire asks, where is your agency still alive, even if it's small? Air is clarity, truth, language, and the courage to name what's real. Air is the moment that you say, this job is harming me, or this culture is unsustainable, or tell it like it is, this isn't my failure, or the truth, you are human and you deserve better. You say to yourself, I deserve better conditions. Or even better, you do what we've told you and taught you in our system for career clarity. You notice this, my body is telling the truth. Air breaks the spell of self-blame. Air asks, what truths have you been carrying alone? Ether is integration, the alignment of values, actions, and structures. Ether is the moment you stop asking, how do I fit into this system? And start asking, what kind of system do I want to be part of? What conditions does my nervous system need? What relationships support my growth in a healthy way? And what work aligns with my values? Ether asks, What would coherence look like in your career? So in closing, I want you to think about this. Maybe you did make a mistake along the way. Maybe you did something that did impact your career negatively, and you know you did. But I'm here to tell you this. Your career isn't broken. Your ambition isn't broken. Your confidence isn't broken. And your capacity isn't completely broken. Come on. You aren't broken. You were shaped by systems that really were never designed for your thriving. The Fifth Element framework gives us a way to understand not just the work we do, but the systems we do it inside. And when you see the system more clearly, you stop blaming yourself for the ways you've adapted to survive. Now, if you're navigating a career transition, recovering from burnout, or trying to find work that doesn't require self-abandonment, I hope this episode gives you permission to release that shame that was never yours to carry. If you want support as you rebuild your career from a place of agency and nervous system clarity, you're welcome to explore the Career Clarity Intensive Workshops, and sometimes we have retreats. These workshops are structured 8-week containers where we slow down, restore your internal authority, and design a career that actually fits your life. You can learn more and see all the upcoming events and dates of the intensives on our website. That is located at www.fithelement.online. Thank you for listening to the Fifth Element Lens. I'm Dean Hager, and I'll see you in the next episode.